G'day, Vlad here. How's it going, mate? So today I'm playing with my friends Mike the Guy, which I think is a brilliant name because he likes using manga dye, and Collace. So the situation is I've started this video when we're all approaching Castle Age. Collace has actually reached it. Just so we get straight to the action, straight to what's happening. So I've got the Poles in the pocket, we've got the Mongols over here, and we've got Ethiopians over here, and our enemies are Lithuanians, Turks, and Portuguese. So my original plan going into this game was actually to go Orbox and Rans, but when we got into the game we decided that the Turks are going to be probably going fast Imperial and, you know, doing hand cannons. And we were expecting knights from the Lithuanian player and the unique unit from the Portuguese player. So already here we have what looks like the Portuguese player going for a castle drop, aided with some spears. And over here, we've got a couple of forward stables. Nothing much is happening in either one of the pocket spaces. Speed that up a little bit. Alright, we have some action. So over here, Mike the Guy is being castle dropped 2. Luckily for him, he's already got a defensive castle going up, where he's getting castle dropped, so that was very fortunate. What's he doing with this one manga dye? That's curious. Oh! I wonder if he was baiting them into his castle, who's to say? Over here the gate's going down, the organ gun is out, and it looks like already Collace is under a little bit of pressure. He's got 6 archers, which probably aren't the units you want to go for when you are getting attacked with organ guns, but that's what he's got, so that's what he's using. The gate is down. Red is massing some knights. Mike the Guy's got some manga dye and a defensive castle up, which is great, but if the Turks are going for a relatively fast Imperial Age, which they've already almost reached Imperial Age, that could be a bit of a problem. So over at my base, not much has happened. 2 defensive castles, mostly so I can mine outside of my base. And obviously I am abusing the market like all hell, being the Poles. 1, 2, 3 TCs. So we'll have a look at the village account. And everyone's got between... That's a lie. The lowest village account is by Yellow, who's got 29, but he's an Imperial Age. I've got the highest village account at 58. Everyone else is at or near 40-ish. So Red's going for some relics. I saw he's got a monk. Where's that monk? Oh no, he doesn't have a monk, he's creating the monk. Now he's got it, so he's probably going to go for relics. Over here, Purple is really doing well against our buddy Collace. At TC's in danger, Bills are probably in range, not a lot of military. And over here we've got a couple of bombard cannons. So what's going to happen here? We've got the manga dye. Are the manga dye going to be able to snipe that? Oh, they sniped one. Oh, and he's moved his bombard cannon into castle fire. I'd say that was a success because it buys him a little bit more time. So over here, organ guns are doing a bit of damage. Collace is getting up a defensive castle. So our enemies are winning on both sides. And look what a crappy teammate I am. 25 minutes in, and not a single military unit other than my starting scout. While my teammates are getting hammered. Oh my gosh. Yeah, they're doing an amazing job. So Mike the guy is still holding in here despite getting hit with a bombard cannon and not being in Imperial Age yet. In terms of eco, red's eco is pretty lackluster. Yellow's eco is very lackluster, as is purple. Collace's eco is pretty lackluster. Mine's getting there, it's really getting there. Mike's eco is, you know, sort of average, but it's okay. He's having to fight off this. So poor Mike's getting double teamed with bombard cannons, light cab, and the Lithuanian knights. And his castle's down. Alright, he's already got 3 relics too, so Lithuanian knights with 3 relics. And he's got knights in his base. Poor Mike the guy. No support from the pocket, being double teamed. Yellow's in Imperial Age. And over here, Collace is also in trouble. And yet, here I am. Over here, being a shit teammate with still the one unit which I started the game with military wise, and I've almost cut through my wood line. Oh gosh, I'm sorry Collace, I'm sorry Mike. TC's going down. This TC's going down. He's running these few villagers out, having been double teamed and defeated. While I offer him 0 support. Over here, purple is doing a bit of a number on Collace, but Collace is actually holding up okay. Now I don't know if purple can see this from his perspective, let's have a look. So you can see 2 gaps here. So if one of those other players could get some raiding units in, they could have done some real damage there. Though almost every... they could have done damage here. Around this mill and this mining camp. So I finally reached Imperial Age. And I've still only got my starting scout, I believe. Collace is holding on by the skin of his teeth, and Mike is almost dead. He did manage to get some bills over here to reboot. 2 TCs at least, so it shouldn't take him too long to get back into the game. They're going a little bit overkill. They probably could have gone straight on to me and attacked me here. They probably could have at least taken down the castle and put some pressure on me. Organ guns. I actually don't know a lot about organ guns. I don't know what counters them. I don't know how to use them. I know archers probably isn't the best thing, but I honestly don't know. So if you know what organ guns are actually for and how to counter them, please comment in the comment section down below. And while you're there, like and subscribe. So let's see what I have now. Still my starting scout. And green's completely dead. Well, not completely dead, almost dead. Collace is hanging by a thread. Mike is just signaling to me that they're coming for me and they're getting through the gate. And I still only have my starting scout. Got 10 stables though, so that's something. Oh! And yellow's got a bombard cannon over here attacking Collace too. So it really is not looking good for the fellas from my Discord, Mike and Collace. Mostly because their teammate is useless. I finally got 10 military units. So I'm in the game as Mike's dead, and Collace is getting hammered a bit. Oh! That's nasty, and he can't even build anything to counter that. So I finally got into the fight, sort of drawing even in this battle here, I'd say. Mike's got his two little Mangudai there doing their work. Oh, Red's coming in with Knights. Knights versus Winged Hussar. Who wins? And he won. But the streaming in Winged Hussar seem to be doing alright. Oh, Collace's castle's down. This could be GG right here. He's got no military to defend with. His castle's down. Crap ton of organ guns in his base. Bombard cannons. Mike is annihilated off the face of the earth. I win this little skirmish, but you know, it doesn't really help my team much when they've been wiped off the face of the map, and only now am I here with military units. So if I can't do anything about this mass here, I know we're dead. Especially if Collace can't get this castle up. Alright, let's see what happens here. The organ guns are holding up well so far. Although they have walked into Collace's castle and Collace to get the castle up. He's running them away. I'm not sure if that was a smart move or not, because while they're running they're not attacking, and they might have been able to clear that up and then start massing more. So what are Red and Yellow doing? Yellow is not doing a lot, apart from providing bombard cannons. Red is too hesitant, and he'd probably lose the fight if he was to attack. And all of a sudden it looks like we might have half a chance. Here I am. Sometimes I really suck at this game, fighting under two castles. But I guess I give as good as I take, so that's okay. So Collace is building a trebuchet, that will be very handy. Over here, Red's starting to create a bit of an army. He's got some pikemen, which will be very handy against my light cav. I've probably got the numbers to still win that fight though. I've left Collace a little high and dry, and Yellow's back with a bombard cannon. We'll see how this battle here goes. Briefly over here. Ooh, and those pikes don't put up much resistance, unfortunately. Oh, Collace loses a treb. Bombard cannons are so good against trebs because they can dodge the attack, they can move without unfolding, and they just kill trebs so fast. Collace is actually doing really well to hang in here. So I'm engaging in this fight here. The Winged Hussar in those numbers are just too much of a match for Red. Got a couple of oboks there, mostly to deal with spears. So I've got over 60 military units now. Collace has no trebs, and I'm fighting under castles again. Under two castles against pikes, which are the direct counter to light cav. So that's not very good. And Red just isn't doing much effective. Yellow's got some hand cannons. But 13 hand cannons against Winged Hussar, I don't like those odds for him. Alright, my Winged Hussar over here are clearing up the army again. Collace will have a treb to take that castle down. So he's got 3 bombard cannons, they can do a lot of damage really fast. 4, sorry. He's got pikes, he's got knights. Let's see the outcome of this fight here. My rule of thumb is Winged Hussar beat knights. They sort of draw level with Cavalier if you're pumping enough, and they lose to Paladin. So I'm taking huge losses here. And he's going to win that fight quite comfortably, I think. Actually, not as comfortably as he would have hoped, I think. Oh my god, he's losing that fight. Over here, this castle's going down. And Collace is still looking pretty solid in the game. His eco matches purples. Yellow's eco is still shit. Red's is getting there, but unfortunately Mike's eco still needs a bit of work because me being his crappy teammate let him die early on, but that's okay. So over here that castle's going to go down too. His streamed units are going to be no match for these Winged Hussar. So we'll look at the military numbers. I've got 61 military. The next biggest one is Collace with 22. Our enemies have 6, 7 and 4 military units, respectively. So all of a sudden, this game looks like it is going to go our way. But because one of our players is practically out of the game, we've got to make him move fast. So what I'm doing is I'm creating as many Winged Hussar as possible, and I'm creating petards. The plan is simple. Knock a hole in this wall, send in the light cav, do the work. So I've totally abandoned Collace over here because I figured he's a big boy, this battle's in his favour, he can steamroll. And I'm going for the Lithuanian player because he's just closest. That's the only reasoning behind it. And I know the Turks players' eco's probably pretty crap. So he probably thinks I'm just trying to hit through with the light cav, and he's building buildings behind there, which is probably smart. I think from his perspective, he wouldn't see those petards coming. But here they are. Yellow's pinging there to alert them to that 4 Hussar. Meanwhile, Red's about to get pummeled. Alright, let's watch what happens. Red's got 16 military units, so I go past the TC, and then once I go past that main TC, I set it on attack mode. All those villagers dead. And that is GG. Thank you for playing. Please remember to like and subscribe, and let's have a look at the stats. So we can look at the timeline. We're all pretty even up to Castle Age. Then Mike suffers about 3/4. When Yellow hits Imperial, that's when Mike starts to suffer. And I'm just booming, being a really crap teammate, and then once I started performing for my team, we steamrolled. And of course, we got this moment that ended the game right here. Once that happened, there was no coming back from that. So anyway, have a wonderful day. Thank you for watching.